Alright, first off, I want to start this video with a fuck you to any transphobe who is currently weaponizing the inappropriate behavior of one trans person to paint a very gross generality of an entire group of people, most of whom denounce the inappropriate behavior of Ava Kris Tyson. You don't actually care about this situation beyond seeing it as an opportunity to spread even more bigotry about a marginalized group of people. Anyway, I've been hearing a lot about the accusations against Ava these past few days, and I only just started looking into them. And I found some comments from a Reddit user named Obey Primus, who managed to dig up some ancient comments allegedly left by Ava on 4chan. The first comment I'm going to show is under a thread from 2017 titled "Anon Has a Wonderful Life," and I'll flash the original post on screen for the sake of context. And the comment that was allegedly left by Ava in this thread reads, "Why the fuck would you use your headset for anything other than 3D? Yeah, you can read the rest. I'd rather not read that." The next comment was written on an old Reddit account allegedly belonging to Ava, and it's in reply to a post that was left on a subreddit called "To Me IRL, For Me IRL." And the comment was left under a post whose title is the same as the title of the subreddit. The post featured a photo of two teenagers kissing, and for the sake of the two people who were featured in the photo, I decided to crop that out. I have no clue if it was a photo that was originally intended for public consumption, or if it was just swiped from someone's Instagram. Anyway, the screen cap originates from 4chan, and under that picture there is a caption that says, "Daily reminder, you missed out on teen love, and there is no going back." And in response to this, the Reddit user who is allegedly Ava writes, "But you can still get teen love. 14-year-olds always stay 14. Lenny face." As an aside, remember the Lenny face? Fuck, what a throwback. Anyway, you might be wondering what exactly ties these comments directly to Ava. I'll start with the Reddit account. An archive of the profile page for the account was saved to the Internet Archive, and at the time this was archived, one of the most recent comments left from this account was in the Mr. Beast subreddit. And not only that, around this time, Ava used the username TysonBoy34 for pretty much every social media profile she had. There's a YouTube channel belonging to her that has the same username. There's also a tweet from Lava, the minor she's had inappropriate interactions with, shouting out a Twitch profile that has the same username, and this is from August 2016, not far off from when the two comments I showed off were posted. Now you might be saying, well, the comments you showed don't exactly prove anything. They most certainly don't prove that Ava is a child predator. These comments are merely a byproduct of the stupid edgy culture that was so popular online back then. And to an extent, I'll concede, if the controversy began and ended with comments left by her making tasteless jokes back in 2016, 2017, when everyone online were making similar jokes, or quoting Filthy Frank, like I've seen in the tweet that a lot of people share around, where she writes something along the lines of, "That bitch is hot for a 4-year-old," or some shit like that. Yeah, that's actually not from her. That's from a Filthy Frank song that's rife with similar lyrics that are meant to shock and offend the listener. But again, if the controversy was just merely she wrote some off-color tweets and comments 7 and 8 years ago, then whatever. You can say the landscape of the internet has changed. She likely matured, along with a lot of other people who were around for that scene back then, who no longer find shit like that to be funny. But when you couple this with her repeatedly making inappropriate jokes around minors when she was already in her 20s, her being a fan of Shadman, a former popular NSFW artist who not only drew NSFW art of underage fictional characters, or childlike fictional characters, oh, but she was 9,000 years old, but also drew NSFW art of real-life children, like for example Keemstar's daughter when she was around, I think, 8 years old at the time. Ava was such a fan of Shadman to the point where she bought art from him, and that includes a drawing of a girl who looks like she's in like her early teen years at most, in scantily clad clothing. And this art is seen hanging on her wall in the background of an old Mr. Beast video. If you're still hesitant to conclusively call Ava a child predator, then I perfectly understand, as the waters are still very muddied in this situation. But this is still a very clear pattern of questionable behavior either directly involving minors or related to minors that she should absolutely answer for. And she absolutely does not do this in her very vague apology, where she does not even go in depth into what she has said and did that people take issue with. And she also says she's permanently stepping away from being in Mr. Beast's videos and taking a leave from social media to focus on her mental health. Which, don't be surprised if this means she just disappears and never actually adequately addresses her past behavior and what she has said. But me personally, I am happy enough that she is not going to be on a massive platform anymore, whose fan base mostly comprises of little kids. I'm not going to call her a groomer just yet because I haven't seen anything, at least as of now, that points to her conclusively being one. It's worth noting that Lava, the minor that she has had inappropriate interactions with in the past, who is an adult now, has said that she has not groomed him. Now, is it a possibility that something inappropriate did indeed happen between Ava and Lava is still not fully processed that what had happened is indeed inappropriate and still sees Ava as a good person? Sure, but that doesn't change that I think a lot of the top replies under his thread on Twitter are really fucking disgusting. So many of them say something along the lines of, "Oh, how much did you get paid to say this? You're lying to cover up for your groomer. You're protecting a predator. Stop." If something bad actually did happen and sometime in the future Lava is able to recognize this, do you really think he would be comfortable with coming forward with his experience when the initial reaction so many people had to a presumptive victim of sexual assault or anything heinous of the sort, when said victim wasn't able to fully process what had happened to them yet, was just, "Oh, you're lying, you're being paid off." When you're leaving comments like this, you're doing fucking nothing to help the situation, and you don't actually care about the situation if this is how you treat someone who you believe is a victim of something heinous. So yes, Ava Kris Tyson does not seem to be a good person, nor does she seem like someone who I would fully trust in the presence of minors. But goddamn, a lot of the discourse surrounding this has been really pissing me off, because we can't just talk about the shitty things Ava has done and said, but we also have to rope in her gender identity as well, as if that is somehow relevant. Trans people are not a monolith. Yes, some of them are capable of doing monstrous things. Same thing with any other group of people on this fucking planet. Think of all of the cis guys who have been busted for being predators throughout the years. There is never a subsequent discourse about how being a cis dude makes you innately a child predator. Like when EDP and Dr. Disrespect were exposed, we were able to solely focus on their awful behavior without tying in unrelated characteristics. So can we stop doing this every single fucking time a trans person is outed for doing something very bad? And I'm willing to bet that a lot of the people who are currently all in on the Ava Kris Tyson situation were initially defending Dr. Disrespect when it first came out that he was having inappropriate interactions with a minor. And I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.